you very much. Good evening, everyone.
Welcome to Weekend Update. I'm Michael Che.
I'm Colin Jost. Warner Brothers World Abu Dhabi is officially developing a Harry Potter-themed land in the United Arab Emirates. So hopefully they know the spell for Missalum Deflectus.
What is your algorithm? In an interview, President Trump said that he believed that the civil rights era led to white people being, quote, very badly treated. Yeah, especially in basketball.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., seen here describing how close he is to blackface, announced that the federal government will pull funding from hospitals that offer gender-affirming care to transgender minors. And yet, RFK is allowed to slowly transition into Wilson the volleyball.
During a recent podcast appearance, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. criticized President Trump's diet, saying, I don't know how he is alive. Well, I do. A slight breeze.
Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is what happens if you leave Walton Goggins in an air fryer.
That's fun.
Said that he will challenge Dunkin' Donuts to prove that their sugary drinks are safe. You know what that means? A push-up contest with Ben Affleck.
Trump responded to the fallout from his tariffs, saying sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something. Yeah, but this feels like we took a whole bottle of medicine with a glass of vodka and laid in a warm bath.
The White House tweeted a graphic of Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. that said, quote, "We are ending the war on protein." Good, because I know a couple fellas who are extremely pro-teen.
Last week, President Trump hosted multiple events at the Kennedy Center, including an award ceremony for Sylvester Stallone, Gloria Gaynor, and rock band Kiss, as well as a musical performance by the Village People, which raises the question, is Donald Trump a gay man from 1978?
Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., whose beauty routine involves rolling around under those 7-Eleven hot dog lamps, said he plans to tell the CDC to stop recommending that fluoride be put in drinking water and start recommending veneers for kids.
During a Black History Month event at the White House, President Trump defended himself from criticism that he is racist by listing his black friends, including Nicki Minaj, Jim Brown, and Mike Tyson. Wow, that's two more than you, Colin.
Cool. Great, let's get that online. The first severe human case of bird flu in the U.S. has just been confirmed. But don't worry, I'm sure this deadly animal disease will get handled perfectly by the roadkill king.
This week, President Trump claimed that affordability is a new word made up by Democrats to hurt him. But if Democrats really wanted to make up a word specifically to hurt Trump, it would probably be fatmentia. President Trump also complained about immigrants from countries like Haiti and asked, why can't we have some people from Norway instead? Or how about someone who's Norwegian and Haitian, like Times Square Elsa?
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., seen here back from his mission to the sun, said he's recovering from rotator cuff surgery on his shoulder. Well, look who needs me now, said Tylenol.
And finally, a new documentary that analyzed Adolf Hitler's DNA shows he suffered from a disease which leads to lower testosterone levels, undescended testicles, and a micropenis, traits inherited by his secret grandson.
New research shows that millions of women leave the workforce due to menopause, which means there's only a couple years left on my gravy train. My girl already be like, Colin, I'm warm. Colin, I'm sweating. Bitch, you having a hot flash. But don't worry about me. I got a backup. They don't call Wednesday hump day for nothing.
I love it. 2 employees at a Smoothie King in Michigan were reportedly fired after refusing to serve a smoothie to a man who was wearing a President Trump hoodie, which is crazy. I mean, what happened to being civil and just serving a smoothie with spit in it? In a new interview, President Trump denied online rumors that the gold decorations in the Oval Office came from Home Depot, even though he has a whole team of guys taking stuff from Home Depot all the time. This might be my favorite episode.
It was announced that Stumpy, a beloved Japanese cherry blossom tree in Washington, D.C., will be chopped down because of old age and because of its actions on January 6th.
Officials have for the first time approved building casinos in New York City, including one in the Bronx. Because let's be honest, every visit to the Bronx is a gamble.
Timothy Chalamet is being criticized by major opera and ballet organizations after he said that no one cares about those art forms. Chalamet made the comment on a press tour for his movie about ping pong.
President Biden said that he plans to run again in 2024, but won't make a final decision until early next year, because it's like his doctor told him, I wouldn't plan too far ahead. This year's elections, a record-setting 12 states will have female governors, while the other 38 states will have dinner ready on time.
Totino's is partnering with General Mills to mash up their pizza roll flavor with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Perfect for anyone who wants to mash their calves with their ankles.
Republican women are privately blaming Speaker Mike Johnson for no women being elected chairs of House committees. But Johnson claims he is just following legal precedent set in the landmark case of Bros v. Hoes.
In the front row, that got a couple. An etiquette expert is saying that the proper way to eat cereal is with a spoon in one hand and a fork in the other. The fork is to attack anyone that comes for me Lucky Charms.
This is so dumb. The Oscar nominations were announced with the musical Emilia Perez leading the pack with 13 total viewers. For the first time in 30 years, New York City this week went 5 days without anyone getting shot, because it's just way more fun to push people onto the subway tracks.
A 23-year-old Chihuahua in Ohio named Spike has been officially named the world's oldest living dog. The secret to Spike's long life? A lot of Chihuahuas look the same. Chipotle has announced plans to hire 15,000 people to prepare for its busiest time of year, which they are calling burrito season. And toilets are calling the apocalypse.
A passenger on Japan Airlines posted a picture of a seat cushion on the plane that features a cheek splitter wedge in the middle, which is very confusing because cheek splitter is also the Japanese title for heated rivalry.
Thursday was National Small Dog Day, which is celebrated every February by hawks.
Today is the last day of Black History Month, sponsored by Tourette's.
YouTube
That's the goal.
That's the goal. What's the goal? YouTube has launched a new tool that will allow reporters to flag videos that use AI to recreate their likeness, like these computer-generated reporters. I think I would know if they were using AI.
In a lawsuit against Ye, a former employee claims that Ye compared himself to Hitler minus the gas chambers. And I, for one, am shocked to hear that Ye believes in the Holocaust.
So weird transition. March is Women's History Month. Yeah, Women's History Month. Women's History Month, celebrating all those ladies who did that stuff. Good job, girlies. My breasts look incredible.
A new study suggests that the difference in size between a person's index and ring fingers can reveal their sexual orientation. The study says if your index finger is over an inch inside of a fella, he might be gay. I didn't know that.
It's good to know. Astronomers say that they have discovered what they are calling a dark galaxy after they got off the wrong exit in Atlanta.
Kentucky police arrested a man after he was caught having sex with a dead deer. Worse, it wasn't dead when he started.
Thank you.
Was in Tuscaloosa on Saturday to take in the Alabama-Georgia football game. Here he is doing something that regular people do all the time, totally normal, throwing food at people behind a fence. Oh, here's a chicken finger for you. And he treats people the same way they feed dolphins at SeaWorld. They're like, there you go. The king tossing bread to the peasants.
And just as the laughter hit its peak, Meryl Streep delivered a perfectly timed line that shifted the moment from funny to brutal. It wasn't just comedy anymore. It became a takedown so effortless that even Donald Trump's loudest defenders would have to stop before firing off their usual outrage. By the time it ended, the audience wasn't just laughing. They were watching a masterclass in exposing absurdity, a mix of razor-sharp satire and undeniable truth delivered by two of entertainment's sharpest voices. The gloves were off, and Hollywood once again proved that when it comes to political absurdity, humor remains the strongest weapon. Jimmy Kimmel had a gift, turning political chaos into punchlines so sharp they left paper-thin egos in pieces.
President Trump doesn't typically fill out a bracket himself, but it seems like he might be regretting that now.
President Trump, did you fill out a NCAA March Madness bracket?
I didn't. I should have. Have there been upsets? A couple, right?
Too late now.
A little bit late.
Did you talk with Higgs at
I could give you one, but maybe backdated, right?
The first thing that always comes to mind is, how can I cheat on this? And
Meryl Streep, meanwhile, had the rare ability to elevate a moment beyond comedy. While Jimmy Kimmel kept the audience hooked with relentless wit, she brought the kind of presence that made even the most absurd moment feel like a Shakespearean tragedy wrapped in an Oscar-level performance. Her words were calm, thoughtful, yet sharp enough to make even the slickest political strategist sweat. She didn't need to yell or exaggerate. Her delivery carried the truth on its own, dressed in class but layered with unmistakable criticism. The brilliance of the night was balanced. Kimmel fired rapid satire, slicing apart Donald Trump's latest chaotic move with late-night precision, and Streep answered with elegance, landing a line so devastating it deserved a standing ovation. It was the kind of moment where laughter and realization collided. The comedy softened the hit, but the truth still landed. That's satire's power. People show up for jokes but leave with something heavier. Traditional political talk is dry and predictable. Comedy slips past defenses. It makes people laugh, then hits them with reality before they notice. In an era of viral misinformation and all-caps outrage posts, humor remains one of the strongest weapons against absurdity.
It's embarrassing and it's terrifying to put the target on your forehead, and it sets you up for all sorts of attacks and armies of brown shirts and bots and worse. And the only way you can do it is to feel you have to. You have to. You don't have an option. You have to. Stand up, speak up, act up.
By the time the segment ended, the audience wasn't just entertained. They were thinking, laughing, yes, but also processing the truth behind the jokes. Because when humor cuts this deep, it does more than entertain. It exposes, educates, and sticks. And right on cue, the meltdown came. The segment had barely ended before Donald Trump's thumbs went into overdrive, unleashing an all-caps social media rant that read less like a response and more like a furious child smashing a keyboard after losing a video game. Insults, check. Wild conspiracy theories, double check. Claiming he was the real victim, of course. It was a word salad only understandable to those fluent in rage posts, complete with unnecessary exclamation marks and some creative spelling. Predictably, he called Meryl Streep overrated again, because apparently the three-time Oscar winner still lives rent-free in his head. And Jimmy Kimmel, according to Trump, was failing despite ratings saying otherwise. A total disaster, he said, which is rich coming from someone tied to failed casinos. And naturally, he called Kimmel a leftist puppet, as if years of roasting both sides suddenly didn't count.
That under Biden, the federal government was spending $8 million on this.
$8 million for making mice transgender. This is real.
No, it's not. Yeah. You know, you hear the president of the United States say we're spending $8 million to do sex change operations on mice. You assume, well, I'm sure he's exaggerating, but there must be something there. Turns out there's not. It's not real.
The irony? Donald Trump wants celebrity approval. He craves it, needs it, almost as much as spray tan refills. Yet again and again, he picks fights with Hollywood legends and loses spectacularly. This is a man who spent decades trying to win over entertainment elites. Cameos in films, mingling with A-listers, even hosting reality TV. But once Hollywood rejected him, he flipped on them like a jilted prom date, pretending he never cared. His supporters rushed in, trying to explain the disaster. Some used the classic defense, they're jealous. Yes, because nothing screams winning like raging online over people who aren't thinking about you. Others claimed Meryl Streep and Jimmy Kimmel were elite hypocrites, which would work better if their own guy didn't live in a gold-covered tower. Then came the desperate conspiracies. Maybe Kimmel worked for a secret Hollywood cabal. Maybe Streep was a deep state operative trained for devastating monologues. Maybe the media staged everything to distract from Trump, even though his greatest enemy has always been his own words. But no matter how they spun it, the damage was done. His rant made the clip even more viral. Every tweet, interview, and meltdown only proved one thing. Nobody destroys Trump quite like Trump.
Fascinating day in this country we call America. Quick question for the audience. Did anyone else get a group chat invite from the National Security Advisor today? Just me. I know we shouldn't enjoy the fact that we have a confederacy of dunces running this country, but I'll be honest, I can't help it. I'm enjoying it right now.
And just like that, the internet did what it always does, turned Donald Trump's meltdown into meme gold. Within minutes, Meryl, Trump, and Kimmel were trending as users unleashed savage one-liners, brutal memes, and edits so ruthless it felt like the internet held a PhD in comedy. There was Meryl Streep photoshopped into a boxing ring while Trump collapsed on the mat. A clip of Jimmy Kimmel roasting him looped endlessly under the caption, "This is how you handle a heckler." And of course, Trump's all-caps rant became Mad Libs, with people filling in whatever random insult they imagined he'd post next. Late-night hosts jumped in instantly. Stephen Colbert read Trump's rant word for word. No edits, no punchline, then sighed, "Yeah, that's a major party leader." Seth Meyers did a full breakdown, including dramatic reenactments of Trump yelling at the TV in Mar-a-Lago. Even Saturday Night Live turned it into a sketch. This wasn't just viral. It was a full pop culture event, proving again that when Trump fights comedians, actors, and the internet, he's always playing a game he can't win.
Nobody is better at eliminating schools than Donald Trump, and if he had filled out a bracket, it would be the most perfect bracket the world has ever seen.
That's the thing. Donald Trump spent years branding himself as a television icon, but in real pop culture, he's almost always the punchline. Every time he attacks Hollywood comedians or musicians, it backfires. He built his image through reality TV, yet somehow forgets that in entertainment, he's the joke, not the producer. This wasn't just another celebrity versus Trump clash. It showed how powerful pop culture is in shaping opinion. Traditional news reports facts. Humor makes people feel the absurdity. Jimmy Kimmel's jokes landed because they cut through the spin. Meryl Streep's words mattered because they exposed the ridiculousness with clarity. And why it stings. Trump wants admiration from the very people mocking him. He wants approval from A-listers, award shows, and late-night hosts. But every time he enters that arena, he's outmatched by people better at the game. He spent years mastering media manipulation, only to realize that beside real entertainers, he's just another angry guest star on a show he doesn't control.
But I want to say thank you to President Trump. I mean, remember last year when it seemed like the Oscars were racist? That's gone. Thanks to him.
So now the real question, does Donald Trump take the bait? Does he charge back online, thumbs flying across the keyboard? Or do his advisors beg him to ignore it?
History says he won't resist.
The man has the restraint of a raccoon near an open trash can. But what's left to say? He already used the overrated insult against Meryl Streep before. And if he calls Jimmy Kimmel a failing host, it's just another recycled tantrum from his greatest hits grievance album. His supporters may rally behind him, but the damage is done. The moment happened. Millions saw it. More than another Hollywood versus Trump headline, it showed something bigger. Cultural voices challenge power in ways politicians and journalists often can't. Laughter cuts through noise. Satire exposes nonsense. And no matter how many rants come next, Trump can't escape the fact that he became the joke.